In a dimly lit room, Ira and Vanessa sat tensely as the wind howled outside. Vanessa, unsettled by Ira's earlier warning of a growing darkness, couldn't shake her unease. Suddenly, the doorbell rang, startling them. Ira approached cautiously, opening the door to a man claiming to be a plumber. His pale skin, vacant eyes, and tense demeanor set Ira on edge. "We didn't call for a plumber," Ira said firmly, but the man insisted it must have been a mistake. As Ira began to shut the door, the plumber attacked, lunging with a knife. Ira dodged narrowly, his instincts taking over. The man fought with unnatural strength and feral madness, his rage intensifying with each missed strike. "Who sent you?" Ira demanded, but the assailant growled, consumed by primal fury. Even with broken arms, the man continued his attack until Ira delivered a decisive blow to his forehead, cracking his skull. The man collapsed, lifeless. Vanessa, terrified, asked, "Ira, what just happened?" "Who was he?" Ira, bloodied and shaken, replied, "That wasn't a man anymore. That was a demon, sent by Bree to kill us." The room hung heavy with fear and the dark presence that had invaded their night. Vanessa's breath caught as she whispered, "Bree? The one from my dream?" Ira nodded grimly. "Yes. The darkness is here, Vanessa. We need to leave, now." They hurriedly packed essentials, the apartment feeling stifling, the shadows stretching unnaturally. Ira couldn't shake the image of the plumber's bloodshot eyes, filled with hatred and something deeply inhuman. The encounter confirmed his fears. Bree's dark forces had begun their hunt. In the dimly lit basement, the air thick with tension, Ira and Vanessa moved toward their car. As they approached, Ira stopped abruptly, his sharp gaze catching four shadowy figures ahead. Their glowing red eyes and twisted expressions marked them as Bree's demonic minions. "There's no way around them," Ira whispered. "Stay close to me." The figures advanced silently, knives gleaming. Ira fought fiercely, disarming two with lightning reflexes, but the other two turned toward Vanessa. "Vanessa, run!" Ira shouted. Terror-stricken, she sprinted as the figures pursued her. Ira's heart pounded as he saw the distance between her and the guard shrink. Determined to protect her at all costs, he lunged toward the remaining threats, his mind racing with the resolve to survive and fight against Bree's relentless darkness. Ira growled, not this time, his determination cutting through the chaos. With a powerful shove, he sent two guards crashing into a concrete pillar and took off after Vanessa and her pursuers, his speed almost superhuman. Vanessa, cornered by a car, froze as a guard's knife arced toward her neck. Time slowed as Ira lunged, grabbing the guard's wrist just in time, snapping it with brutal force. The knife fell as Ira delivered a devastating punch, sending the guard flying into a wall. Another guard attacked, slashing wildly, but Ira's reflexes kept him one step ahead. Dodging the strikes, he found his moment and delivered a crushing kick, hurling the guard into a wall. Blood splattered as Ira fought two more attackers, enduring a deep gash in his forearm. His punches landed with bone-shattering impact, breaking their resilience. In a final act of desperation, Ira subdued the last guard, twisting his knife hand and delivering a fatal punch. The basement fell silent, their enemies defeated. "Ira, your hands," Vanessa stammered, seeing his wounds. "They'll heal," Ira replied firmly, brushing off the pain. "We need to go. Bree won't stop." Vanessa nodded, knowing the relentless darkness was only beginning to close in on them. After the battle, Ira and Vanessa made their way to the car, the basement eerily silent. Ira's hands throbbed with pain, but he ignored it, focusing on the road ahead as they sped through the night. Suddenly, Ira spotted headlights closing in. "Vanessa, there are motorbikes following us." Vanessa's heart skipped a beat as she saw more than 10 riders, armed with guns. Ira, unfamiliar with firearms, asked, "What are guns?" Vanessa explained, "They shoot metal projectiles, bullets, at incredibly high speeds. They're deadly." The bikers closed in, and one rider pulled alongside, firing at the car. Ira, moving faster than the eye could follow, seized the bike's handlebars and hurled it aside, sending the rider crashing into another car. But more bikers came, guns blazing, as the car shuddered under the assault. A second biker aimed a gun at Ira's head and fired. Ira ducked and disarmed the rider, slamming the gun into his helmet, knocking him off the bike. Another biker fired, grazing Ira's arm, but he barely felt it. He was determined this wouldn't be the end. As the bikers continued their relentless pursuit, Ira and Vanessa knew they had to keep fighting to survive. Ira launched himself out of the window, dragging a biker off his bike and slamming him into the pavement. The bike crashed into a parked car, bursting into flames. Vanessa gripped the steering wheel, trying to keep control as gunfire and destruction overwhelmed her senses. Another biker appeared, gun aimed at Vanessa, but Ira swiftly yanked him from his seat, sending him crashing through a store window. Ira was grazed by a bullet, but he didn't slow down. Two more bikers attacked, and Ira twisted one rider's wrist until it snapped, disarming him. The second rider swung a knife, but Ira disarmed him with a brutal twist and punched him off his bike. Despite his wounds, Ira's determination grew stronger. A third biker fired at Ira's head, but Ira disarmed him and kicked him into a car. Two more bikers attacked, bullets finding their mark, but Ira yanked them off their bikes with superhuman strength, sending them crashing to the ground. The leader of the bikers, watching the carnage unfold, charged at Ira, aiming his gun at his chest. Ira was struck by the bullet, but he didn't fall. Instead, he grabbed the leader by the throat, lifting him off his bike. With a final roar, Ira threw the leader to the ground, his body crashing with a sickening thud. But Ira wasn't done yet. Ira stepped out of the car with grim determination, ignoring the pain that shot through his body. He approached the fallen leader, who was crawling away in fear. "Please, no more," the leader begged, but Ira didn't answer. He grabbed the man by the collar and lifted him to his feet. "You chose this path," Ira said coldly, "now you will face the consequences." With a single, powerful punch, Ira shattered the leader's ribs, killing him instantly. The street was littered with wreckage and bodies as Ira stood over the fallen man, his breath heavy from the battle. Vanessa watched with a mix of awe and horror. She had seen Ira fight before, but this was different. His relentless power was terrifying. When Ira turned back to the car, she saw the pain in his eyes. "Ira," she cried, rushing to him. He shook his head, trying to brush off her concern, but the blood from his wounds was staining his clothes. "I'm fine," he insisted. "We need to keep moving. Bree won't stop." Vanessa guided him back to the car, helping him into the passenger seat. She started the car, speeding off through the dark streets, leaving the chaos behind as sirens wailed in the distance.